Hello everybody, this is part 2 of our response to all your lovely comments we got when we told you we were thinking of selling our van. If you haven't seen the first episode, then it'll probably make more sense to watch that first, and we'll put a link to that in the description. With the help of your feedback, we've come to a decision, so keep watching to the end to find out what that is. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
So we're thinking maybe now go down the Campingaz option.
Yeah, I think so. Campingaz is readily available almost everywhere, and of course right across Europe as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So whilst the cylinders are nowhere near as big as what we've got underneath the little red camper at the moment.
But if you're only using them for cooking, because whatever happens, we'd have a diesel heater anyway. Yeah. For heating, so you're only using gas for cooking, so they would last a long time.
We definitely don't want to go full electric on the cooking side, do we?
No.
I don't think so anyway, not yet. But although we're watching avidly other YouTubers who are going down that route, we've got Rolling Rucks,
the Ruck family now.
The Ruck family,
Gadget John,
you know,
see how they get on.
Looking forward to seeing how they get on, and hopefully they prove the concept works.
Then
and then
to consider.
It's, you know, again, it's another easy thing to fit, isn't it? Okay, what next?
The general consensus seems to be keep it simple. Simple is best. So we did have a look at the Marco Polo.
Yeah, someone said, whoever it was that said the comment, suits you, sir.
Beautiful.
Immediately me had it looking at
What's
the Marco
that all about?
Polo. What's that all about?
And first of all, we saw it and thought, wow, you know, this is luxury.
Lovely.
You know, is this going to be too much for us?
Really like the look
really
of the electric seats in the back.
Yeah.
I can't sit that comfortably in our van because it's too upright for me, and ours doesn't recline any further, that main seat. You don't mind, you don't have a problem with that, do you?
I'm more upright than you.
Yeah, I'm always slouching, which I know is bad, but that's me. So the fact that those seats recline nicely, in fact infinitely, didn't they?
Yeah,
all the way
they
to
look
flat.
lovely.
Was very, very tempting. But what didn't we like?
Well, and plus the pop-top roof was all electric, and even the sliding door was all electric, wasn't it?
Everything was...
And they had an electric window in the back.
Even 2 electric windows in the back.
That set off alarm bells, really, that, you know, what if these things go wrong?
Yeah, in the middle of the trip.
That's a lot to fix. And then also we actually watched a video last night, somebody had one, and they were putting the bed down.
They were
demonstrating it.
I won't name it, but they were demonstrating it.
And one of the, because they both go down separately, the bed's in the back, one wouldn't go totally flat and the other one did, and it was stuck.
But they didn't know about the reset mechanism,
and apparently,
did they?
On another video we'd watched, there is
quite a few.
There is a reset button, so I should think that happens quite a lot.
But having said that, it is a lovely looking van. I bet it's an absolute dream to drive. Yeah. Didn't like the blackout blinds at all, did we?
Oh, no,
the fact that you can see behind.
They weren't
you know,
good.
Blackout is really important, isn't it? If you're wild camping and you're surrounded by darkness, any chink of light gives somebody outside everything they need to see if you're worth turning over, don't they?
Yeah.
So you don't want any light coming out.
Yeah, Marco Polo was probably a bit too much with all the electrics, but the layout was identical to the Volkswagen California Ocean. Yeah. So we had a look at that. That was the next thing. So that has an electric bed, but it doesn't have the electric seats, door and windows, I don't think.
Electric bed? It's got an electric roof, Bunny.
Electric roof?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Bed.
I meant to say it's got an electric roof, but not the seats, bed and window.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of you out there have got California Oceans and have given us lots of good feedback.
Loads of people suggesting the California Ocean.
Yeah.
we wouldn't rule out a California Ocean. Wouldn't particularly want the electric roof. Well, we've seen some videos, haven't we, saying where people have broken the roof because they've accidentally left something up there whilst it's coming down.
Yeah.
And we have done that, haven't we? Not broken the roof, but we have left things
something
up in the roof.
there and tried to bring the roof down and wondered why
suddenly,
it's not coming
because
down.
you're pulling it down, you instantly
You
sense
know
it
there's
and
something
you can
in
fix
there.
it.
Yeah.
So I definitely, we want to keep things as simple as possible in the van, don't we?
And a lot of you have reassured us that the headroom's not a problem in the Ocean, so that's good to know. And we're quite taken with the roof bed having the Frolly spring system.
Yeah, that looks really
comfortable. Yeah, so that'd be great. I'd love to sleep up there. The Bilbo has the side elevating roof rather than front to back.
So no roof bed. So if we went with the Bilbo, that's a big, well, it's not a big compromise.
Well, we've never used the roof bed.
We've never used the roof bed in our camper since the debacle of when we were demonstrating it and we broke the worktop. Yeah. So that little demo, folks, cost us our worktop, but we've learnt, the big lesson we have learnt from this is if you're going to put the roof up for sleeping upstairs, make sure you put these things up first so they're out of the way. Cause if you want to see that, we'll link to that video at the end of this one. But we broke it whilst we were proudly demonstrating how to get up there. You went up there, didn't you?
I went up there,
I think it's perfect for kids, but...
Yeah, and that's the other thing, whether you'd have a problem even getting up there. So.
What are you insinuating? I could get up there like a squirrel, but...
Well, that's all right then.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's... we probably wouldn't be going up in the bed that much, would we?
Who knows?
Who knows?
It's a nice idea. But then...
But we wouldn't die in a ditch on that.
No. And then the other things with the Ocean that we were a bit unsure of, we've watched a video where they had a problem with the lower bed moving the seats
it seems
forward.
Difficult to move.
Yeah.
Although we saw one person who said if you squirt it with
like WD-40 or stuff.
That it moves a lot easier.
Yeah.
But the difficulty in moving that bed worried me in the sense that it's really, when you get to our age, it's really easy to put your back out.
Yeah.
And if you do, we did that. I put my back out one. Do you remember when we were up in Scotland?
Oh, that was with the Ariba caravan.
That's with the Ariba caravan. And I put my back out, moving a gas bottle, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. And we were in a really tricky situation, wasn't it? Because you had to tow then, didn't you?
I had to do all the hooking up.
You had to do everything.
Getting the water, emptying the waste, everything, driving.
And towing the caravan, all because I literally could hardly move. So I am prone to that a little bit. So putting that bed down's got to be easy. And in our MV200, it is very, very easy. They've got a good rock and roll bed, haven't they? Sussex Campervans.
Very good, yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing with the Ocean, there didn't seem to be many USB points.
No.
You
need some water. Saw one US. Now, without a doubt, I'm sure it's pretty easy to get someone to fit some more USBs. You know, if you're making things for YouTube, you need a lot of power, and you need... I try and make all my equipment USB, don't I? So that...
actually, no, tell a lie. We've got 8.
We've got 8.
Because we've got a 12-volt socket and 2 USBs each side.
Yeah.
And in the 12-volt socket, we put a cigarette lighter adapter with 2 USBs. So we've got 4 one side, 4 the other side, and 2 in the front.
And sometimes that's not enough.
And that's just enough
for us. Yeah. Because now with microphones and all sorts of stuff, we have to charge. We're constantly charging things, aren't we?
All the time, yeah. And they also had their 240-volt mains socket was a European one as well, wasn't it?
Which is because of, the biggest market is
in Europe. And then that was the other downside. The sliding door is
on the wrong side of the
driver's side, on the off side. So you'd be stepping out into the road.
Yeah. I could live with that.
But yeah, it's not a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker, but obviously, I suppose predominantly most of our stuff is in the UK.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Or if you are abroad, if you're off-road, then it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter at all, no. What's next?
And then the lithium, changing to lithium with the Ocean.
Yeah, not too sure how easy that is. The newer the van, the less you're able to butcher it, in the sense of completely stripping out one electrical system and putting in a new one, because you would start impacting warranties, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And on the California and probably the Marco Polo, that's integrated into the display at the front of the van, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's all a system, and I'm still not clear about how easy it is to get switch over to lithium.
Yeah, probably
and
not
lithium
easy.
makes a massive difference. We found, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know, it's a game changer if you get a good lithium battery.
But saying that, they come with 2 leisure batteries.
Yeah,
so
a lot of people were saying that they had no problem with being off grid.
Yeah, so that might be enough. And if you have a solar panel fitted, if they'd be able to do that.
All depends how quickly. You know, with an AGM battery or something, you know, they charge very quickly to 80%, but that final 20% takes forever, and therefore most people don't ever achieve that end 20%. Whereas for us, with the lithium, by the end of the day, our battery is invariably at 100%. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
if we've had a driving day.
Yeah,
Or if it's been sunny.
Yeah,
quite
and overnight, we run the fridge in our van 24/7, don't we?
Yeah.
Never turn it
Yeah.
off. And we do all charging of laptops and stuff at night, don't we? Big heavy duty
and we're
charging.
always charging during the day.
And
so
you know, we might have the heater on all night, and our lithium is by the morning is down to about 60%, between 50 and 60%. Would you say?
Yeah.
And of course, all you've got to do is start the engine, and it just takes every drip of power that you can throw at it,
Really
which is
good.
why we really want to stay lithium, don't we?
Yeah, it's been really good for us.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
So then we only heard yesterday as well that they're going to stop making the T6.1 transporters, so they're not going to be making any new ones, which was a bit of a worry. Would we be able to get hold of one?
Well, it's only a worry in the sense of if you wanted a new one, you probably wouldn't be able to get one very easily.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've been through this once before, didn't we? Because very soon after buying our MV200, they stopped producing.
They've stopped making them now.
The diesel MV200, and it's only electric now. And this is what's going to happen as net zero policies begin to bite, and they're really biting on the motor industry, aren't they?
Yeah, things are going more to electric now, aren't they?
Going more to electric, and they're stopping producing the internal combustion options, which I think is a real shame, because I still don't believe there's an electric camper that could do what we would want to do.
Not at the moment.
Go for days and days on end without going near any sort of electric charger.
No, not until they improve the battery capacity and the charging network.
Yeah.
So you can charge
I mean, the
them.
fact that they're stopping production of the Transporter is going to have a massive impact on the campervan industry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a massive
It's going to be fascinating,
market.
actually, because without a shadow of a doubt, now we've been looking, VW vans are the most popular vans on the planet. Literally thousands of them out there. And it looks like quite a few businesses are going to have to readjust their business model and switch to different vehicles. Otherwise, what are they going to convert?
We've heard about the new surf option that's coming out later this year, so based on about 4 different layouts, I think they're thinking, so it'll be interesting to see what that's going to be like.
I don't think I want to wait for a surf though, do you?
Well, no, but I think it's coming out quite soon, because they've said if you're one of the first to order one, you'll get one by the summer, so they must be putting some sort of announcement out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so enough about the California Ocean.
Yeah.
So other vans we've been looking at have been like on a Ford Transit base. A few of you have said you get more space in a Ford Transit than in a Volkswagen, and particularly the Autocamper.
Yeah, well, we've We've been in an Autocamper a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, so Getaway Geese, their Harry is an Autocamper.
Yeah. And Dog a Day.
Yeah.
They've got the same, well, a very similar van. I think it's not the same.
Similar, yes. Yeah.
We do like Autocamper without a shadow of a doubt. They also the other dealer that can fit a
Wallace, yeah, and a diesel heater, and they fit all of our criteria really.
Yeah.
You can have them with a pop top or a high top.
Or a high top. So. And the high top is an interesting thing. Is that the next thing that we want to talk about?
Yes. Are we worrying too much about getting under height barriers?
Quite a few people have been saying we're worrying too much about getting under height barriers, and I have to agree. We are worrying too much, but I think that comes from being able to slip under absolutely everything we've ever encountered, with one exception. So we're 1.94 and we got in
1.9. They always overestimate, don't they?
Well, they generally have got a... Oh, is he just coming out, that guy?
There seemed to be plenty of places down the end when we drove past.
We're sort of loath to give that ability up. The high top, I don't suppose that... I just wonder, would that... A high top wouldn't go in a multi-storey car park, would it?
No.
And we do use them quite a lot.
Well, sometimes, yeah, in towns.
Yeah. I've often thought that if ever there was a real bad storm coming and I wanted to get out of the way, I'd go to sort of mid-level of a multi-storey car park and park in the centre for the night. But if we went for a high top, then we sacrificed that ability to get under certain height barriers, well then you could go for a motorhome.
Yeah.
You could go for something with massive bells and whistles in the comfort factor, couldn't you? Because they can't get under barriers as well. And there's quite a few choices out there, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of small motorhomes.
You see that was it Wingham?
Wingham, yeah.
That Wingham one at the show. And funnily enough, there's a Wingham near to us, isn't there, that's for sale that we could probably get very quickly. Yeah. And it is just, well, it's back to our caravan days.
Yeah, it's like
where
a
we had a
inside.
Lovely, luxurious caravan, didn't we?
Like a nice lounge area.
Yeah.
And a
drop-down bed from the top.
Washroom and toilets. And and a nice bed drop down.
So there's that issue that once you break the height restriction, well then, pound for pound, what's giving you the best? We follow channels, don't we? We Roaming Raymond, Country Van Life, TV, all got big vans.
Yeah, and they wild
all
camp
big
all the
wild
time.
campers all the time.
They don't have a problem.
Well, they have problems getting under barriers. They can't. You've seen them quite often come up to things where say, "There's a blooming barrier on that," so they have to go somewhere else.
And the odd narrow lane.
Yeah,
that they can't get down.
But I don't think we've ever seen them have to give up on wild camping.
They always
found somewhere. And if we think about it, we don't care where we sleep, do we? As long as it's safe and quiet, we don't care where we sleep. We don't demand a lovely view. No.
So then that just opens it up. There's so much more to look at.
Yeah.
So, and this is the question, does anybody know out there, is there a one-stop shop that you can go to online to compare vans?
Yeah. Yeah, because we're struggling to find...
Struggling with the internet on getting information.
Somebody suggested a Toyota Pro Ace, didn't they? And then, you know, in this day of the internet, you think it'd be so easy. But where do you find a Toyota Pro Ace dealership? Yeah,
with conversions.
When you don't know the name of the dealership.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it be great if there was a one-stop shop where you could see all the layouts? Yeah. Maybe that's available in magazines now. Maybe we should look into some motorhome magazines.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We recently got that Press Reader app, didn't we?
Yes, brilliant.
If you haven't used Press Reader, have a look. If you've got a library card, it's free to get access to most of the UK newspapers, and most of the main magazines, isn't it? What's next?
So what else is in the options are Renault Traffic.
Yeah, if you go for a Renault Traffic or an MV300, then you're significantly reducing your cost, aren't you?
Yes, yeah.
You know, the Californias, Marco Polos, all VWs.
And even the Fords
really
are more
pricey,
expensive. Somebody said just by getting a Renault Traffic, you're saving 10 grand on a Ford.
Yeah.
So.
But you're probably losing quite a bit more when you come to sell it as well in depreciation. So I think it swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, but we're open still to anything out there.
Yeah, well, make any suggestions you like. Now that would make a nice camper. Look at the ground clearance on that. He's got a rooftop tent on it as well. Because we want to look at as much as we can, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, well I think it's time for lunch.
Bored you all to death now.
We were going to go outside and do this, but you weren't feeling up to that, were you?
And couldn't go out today.
We've done it here in the lounge. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you, and thanks for all your comments. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
And we'll try and get back to you all.
Our next video is going to be the start of a new series, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be the start of
the Stately Homes tour.
We're calling it the Stately Homes tour, but we did more than Stately Homes, didn't we?
It wasn't just Stately Homes, and there were other things as well.
Yeah.
And it was one we did in August last year, and it was that when we had that heat wave and it was lovely and sunny. So hopefully it'll brighten your days.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
See you next time.
Right. I can now say that the decision has been taken. We will definitely be changing the van. There's still a lot to consider, but we do hope to have a new van before the end of this summer. We haven't finally decided how we will pass on our existing van. We may sell it privately or we may part exchange it. If anything significant happens, then we'll interrupt our normal videos and let you know what's going on. So if you'd like to hear about that, please make sure you hit that subscribe button.